All right, once again, we'd like to thank everybody for coming out and welcoming you to our 2024 Black History Month celebration here at the City-County Building. I'm Brother Marlon once again from WAMO 1073. This year, the city of Pittsburgh celebrates Black History Month with a salute to the Freedom House Ambulance Service, the first emergency medical service in the United States to be staffed by paramedics with medical training beyond basic first aid. This impressive display remains throughout February, and there's online content which features interviews and highlights of this in-person exhibit. Creating a month-long exhibit as dynamic as what you see here this evening involves many individuals and many organizations. And I'm proud to represent one of this year's celebration sponsors, Odyssey Radio, as a part of WAMO 1073. Another sponsor is AARP Pennsylvania, which last year I just got connected with in my turning 50, which is also busy bringing news of the exhibit to people across the state. Right now, I'd like to introduce to you the AARP Pennsylvania Associate State Director of Outreach, Colleen Cadman, and ask her to come forward and give us some remarks. Colleen?
Hello, it's great to see everyone here tonight. Thank you so much for joining, and AARP is so proud to be here sponsoring. I'm Colleen Cadman, Associate State Director of Community Outreach with AARP Pennsylvania. And during Black History Month and year-round, AARP recognizes the members, volunteers, and partners who give back to our communities. I do want to give a quick shout out to our AARP volunteers who are here this evening. Anyone? There we go. They're in their volunteer shirts. So please be sure to say hi to them. They'd love to meet with you. On behalf of our nearly 80,000 members in the city of Pittsburgh, I really want to thank Mayor Gainey and his office and the City of Pittsburgh Office of Special Events for allowing AARP to join us tonight in celebrating the first emergency medical service in the United States, which began right here in Pittsburgh. As you may know, at AARP Pennsylvania, we work to empower and support 50-plus adults in the community through a variety of programs and services. We advocate on issues impacting the 50-plus and their families in all of our neighborhoods, offer health and wellness resources, and provide educational opportunities. We promote policies and practices for aging in place here in Pittsburgh and making our neighborhoods more livable communities for people of all ages. AARP Livable Communities supports the efforts of our neighborhoods, towns, rural areas, and cities like Pittsburgh to be great places for everyone. We believe our communities should provide safe, walkable streets, age-friendly housing and transportation options, access to needed services, and opportunities for residents of all ages to participate in community life. We know that community isn't just a place, it's the people who live here. It's those who help this place flourish, and our communities are best when we work together. We all believe that we thrive together when our efforts drive change for the greater good. So thanks for having us tonight.
Thank you, Colleen. All right. I think we need to make some noise once again for this display, because when I said it the first time, I don't think you guys heard me, but I want you to understand the significance of today as we are celebrating Freedom House Ambulance Service, the first emergency medical service in the United States. And it started right here in the Hill District. Founded in 1967, Freedom House Ambulance Service was staffed entirely by Black men and women. It created the blueprint for modern-day EMS, and many of its practices remain in use to this day. Now, more than 5 decades later, the impact of Freedom House remains as dedicated medical professionals continue to care for the people of Pittsburgh. Right now, it's my pleasure to introduce to you a trailblazer who has spent her career in serving the people of her hometown and who currently oversees the City of Pittsburgh Emergency Medical Services. I just got a chance to meet her in person for myself. Please put your hands together for Chief Amira Gilchrist.
Good day, Pittsburgh. How are you doing this evening? I must say, today is a great day, and I'm very excited about tonight. I want to thank you all for being here this evening. My staff, the city residents, my children, the Fraternal Order of Pittsburgh, the Fraternal Order of Professional Paramedics, city personnel, and all that are here this evening. My name is Amira Gilchrist, and I am the chief of the Bureau of Pittsburgh Emergency Medical Services. I started my career 25 short years ago, and I'm having a hard time reading my speech because my vision is not what it used to be. I'm a lifelong resident of the city of Pittsburgh, born and raised, still live on the north side. I graduated from Pittsburgh Public Schools. David B. Oliver Bears, anybody? Attended Robert Morris and continuing my education at Point Park University. I began with a small dream, but the plan became much bigger. Over the last couple of decades, Pittsburgh EMS has been stagnant and limited by our inability to think bigger, higher, and stronger. Yes, our Bureau performs some of the most aggressive medical interventions in the country, but Pittsburgh EMS is not only medicine, and we are changing that. EMS systems around the country are realizing a shortage in personnel. Our department is no different. How do we bring fresh talent to our Bureau? By offering opportunity. Exposure creates opportunity. I stole that, Mr. Moon. Today, the Honorable Mayor Ed Gainey will announce one of our many initiatives. It is Pittsburgh EMS's mission to educate the public on pre-hospital care. It is our mission to care for and serve the residents of the communities in which we live in. What we now recognize as today's emergency medical services was started in our city's Hill District neighborhood by pioneers that understood the need for equal and adequate care to all residents, regardless of their race or ethnicity. That was Freedom House Ambulance Service. I believe all citizens should have the opportunities that I did to become chief of this bureau. There shouldn't be barriers, red tape, or speed humps to employment. Careers in public safety have largely been misunderstood, particularly in EMS. We want to diversify the Bureau, and what better way than looking in our own communities, the communities with the diverse makeup that allows this city to thrive, using the talent in our own backyard, homegrown talent. This has been a heavy lift from several city departments. I would like to thank the mayor and his staff for their continued support of EMS, City Council, the Department of Public Safety, Human Resources, and our HR business partners for all the legwork they did to make this happen. The Office of Municipal Budget for figuring out the numbers to get this off the ground, the EMS Training Division for their assistance creating a plan and the curriculum, Community College of Allegheny County, and the EMS administrative personnel that helped make this happen, Please listen intently to what the mayor has to say and keep this initiative in mind, because we will soon reach out to foundations for support to keep this endeavor continuing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Chief. We appreciate that. And I had to get some bifocals as well, because the eyes change on you after a certain point. In the 1960s, Freedom House attendants were trained by the late Dr. Peter Safar, University of Pittsburgh anesthesiologist and medical visionary, who developed a method of cardiopulmonary resuscitation and was known as the father of paramedic training. Freedom House medical director Dr. Nancy Caroline, who developed the textbook Emergency Care in the Streets, is recognized as the mother of paramedics. Joining us this evening is a man who spent his career serving the people of Pittsburgh, first as a Freedom House paramedic and later as assistant chief of the Pittsburgh EMS. John Moon, a Hill District native, and his Freedom House colleagues pioneered life-saving practices in the field and wrote a training book that still serves to this day as the basis for EMS training. Now offering us a behind-the-scenes glimpse into what it was like to actually work as a Freedom House paramedic, Pittsburgh. Please put our hands together for Mr. John Moon.
I don't have to worry about bifocals or any other thing, because my message is coming from the heart.
All right.
Even though I'm standing here before you, and I really appreciate this opportunity, this isn't about me. It's about an organization that decided to step up and help an underserved, neglected community. The Freedom House organization itself was designed exclusively to help the residents of the Hill District. Voter registration, job training, and it had a mini food bank in it to service the citizens of the Hill District. Believe it or not, that mini food bank is the epitome of what Freedom House became known as. I'd like to pay homage to the visionaries and the pioneers that came before me. Jim McCoy, Ames Coney, Paul Williams, Thelma Lovett, and believe it or not, we have a visionary here this evening. His name is Phil Hallen, and it was Phil's vision to seek EMS as you see it today. Phil, can you stand up for me? You see, every EMS system in this country owes its existence to Phil Hallen, because it was his vision that said, if this organization can deliver food to the residents, why can't they deliver medical care? So we're talking about a community that had to rely, unfortunately, on the police. So if you could imagine a police vehicle pulling up to your residence and placing you in the back, and both officers getting up front and riding you off to the emergency room. If you stop breathing or your heart stopped beating on the way there, you were worse off than when they picked you up. Freedom House, in turn, changed all that. Freedom House was the very first to bring the emergency care to the person. It was a mobile intensive care unit that consisted of black men and women that were trained to the highest standards known anywhere in this country. So we're talking about a group of individuals that by society's standards were the least likely to succeed, and I'm included in that. Society's throwaways, hardcore unemployables. But society made one mistake. It didn't tell us that. So we went about creating a system that's copied throughout the world today. Every EMS system in this country, the foundation rests with Freedom House. And I'm blessed to have been a part of that. I'm blessed to have been with a group of individuals who refuse to allow their past to determine their future. A group of individuals who decided to rise above it in spite of it. A group of individuals that weathered disappointments and setbacks and broken promises to create the EMS systems that's emulated throughout the country and what you see glorified on television today. And as I stand here before you, I often think back at my time at Freedom House, and I wonder why people don't know about it. And I've gone on this mission to make sure that the world knows about Freedom House, because it has been dormant far too long. And what I'd like to have happen now is a couple of Freedom House's employees that are sitting in our midst today. Will you all just please stand up? These are the trailblazers and the inroaders. These are the individuals that made sure that emergency care existed today. But in closing, I have to say, despite the setbacks and the broken promises that we went through and the hurdles and the barriers, when I look to my left and I see the very first African-American EMS chief in the 49-year history of Pittsburgh EMS. I can only smile. It took 49 years, but we finally got it right. I'd also like to issue my heartfelt thank you and support to Mayor Gainey and his staff, the Public Safety Director and his staff, who stepped out and decided to do what was right rather than what was popular. And as I leave you, I want you to remember, what's right isn't always popular, and what's popular isn't always right. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Moon. We so appreciate you, and we thank you for bringing the Freedom House experience to life for all of us here today. Right now, it's my pleasure to introduce Public Safety Director Lee Schmidt. Put your hands together for Mr. Schmidt.
Good evening. I want to thank you all for coming. I want to thank the special events team. They do a Black History event every year for the month of February. They always have a great display. And when I found out this year that it was going to be about Freedom House, it was great. So my history is I've been in EMS for about 30 years. I didn't know the history of Freedom House probably until about 5 or 6 years ago. A long time ago, 30 years ago, I opened a book called Emergency Care and Transportation of the Sick and Injured. A few months ago, well, maybe a year ago now, a book came out called American Sirens. And Mr. Moon tells his stories. Other members of the Freedom House told their stories. And that's where I found out that that book I opened 30 years ago was written because of them, because of John Moon, Phil, and the team, and all the staff from Freedom House. So it makes me proud to know that a career that I've been in for 30 years started here in Pittsburgh, where I'm now the public safety director.
Come on. Come on.
So I don't know where I'd be if it wasn't for John and the rest of the Freedom House team. Who knows what we'd have for EMS? Because as John said, EMS, not just here in Pittsburgh, not just in the United States, but all across the globe, was started here and built here and taught here. And it's still taught here today. People come from all across the world to come to the Center for Emergency Medicine based here in Pittsburgh that uses that same book, that uses the same thing they started and continues today. About 7 months ago, I had the honor of promoting a new chief to EMS. We talked about who would be the best chief. Not really, we already knew. We talked about whether she could do it. We knew she could. So 7 months ago, it made me very proud to stand with the mayor and with Chief Gilchrist to promote her to the rank of chief of EMS for the city of Pittsburgh. Part of the reason we wanted to pick her is she doesn't deal with status quo. She likes to shake stuff up. And that's what we need here in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh EMS has been a driving force for EMS for decades. And we need that to continue, and to continue to come up with new ideas, new innovations to solve the problems that we have for the people we serve. I know the mayor's going to announce a program soon that I'll talk about briefly without giving too much out. But about 2 months ago, Chief Gilchrist came to me and said, "Director, I have an idea." Now, as Director of Public Safety, I have chiefs and other people that come to me all the time with great ideas. It's my job then to go to budget and tell them how much money we need for that idea. So a lot of times, especially 2 months ago, because our budgets are already kind of submitted, it's really hard for us to get any extra money because we have to send everything to council. So I'm like, all right, Chief, what do you have? So Chief, with the help of her daughters, I'm sure, had a nice little PowerPoint presentation to talk about how she wants to create a program honoring Freedom House. There was no question in my mind when she presented that we would find that funding however we needed to find it. So I was willing to go outside our normal things and talk to budget and fight for it to make sure we got that money. But it really wasn't a fight. There's not a single person within the city, from HR to OMB to the mayor's office, that when we presented this program had any question that it needed to happen. So Chief, thank you for that. And the last thing I would ask is that we give another round of applause to John, Phil, and the rest of the original Freedom House team. Thank you all for keeping us safe.
Thank you, Director Schmidt. More than 50 years ago, the innovative concept of mobile intensive care sought to work in collaboration with a local anti-poverty initiative whose goals included the recruitment of unemployed African-American men and women from Pittsburgh's Hill District to serve as Freedom House attendants. When announcing this year's Black History Month celebration, our Mayor Ed Gainey, explained, Pittsburgh's inner city produced America's first EMT service when the paramedics of Freedom House Ambulance became trailblazers in providing pre-hospital and CPR care. The city's exhibit shines a spotlight on the men and women who paved the way for an entirely new profession, the paramedic. Pittsburgh, he's here right now and he'll speak more in his own words. It's my pleasure to present our mayor, of the city of Pittsburgh. Put your hands together for Mayor Ed Gainey!
Good evening, everybody. How you doing? We're gonna do better than that. Good evening, everybody. How we doing today? How we doing? You know, I want to thank everybody for coming out. I mean, this is historic in so many ways. And to do it for Black History Month means a lot. Because at the end of the day, it's another way that we celebrate American history. I always say we got one history called American history, and we got a whole lot of subdivisions in it, and one is Black history. And in Black history, we've had a lot of innovators and everybody else that's helped to move this country forward. And a lot of times, though it ain't written, it's felt. And before I begin, I just want to thank Councilman Kahari Mosley for being here, Councilwoman Barb Warwick for being here, Treasurer Rachel Heisler for being here. Did I get it right? Yeah, see, I'm doing good. You know what I mean? I want to thank them for being here. Special thanks to Odyssey and AARP for helping to put this event together. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Y'all send me my AARP card, you know what I mean? I'm still having a problem using it, you know, but we'll get over it sooner or later. You know, there's a whole lot that I can say, but I also want to make sure that when I talk about people like Phil Halen, George McCary, and the awesome and the mighty John Moon, I want to say thank you. Because without their vision, and more important, their courage in that moment of time in the day, to be able to do something that may not have been popular but be right, is a powerful segue to how we build relationships all throughout this city, this county, this state in America, and to ensuring that everybody has opportunity. And then I met this visionary, and they told me that this visionary wanted me to introduce the program. But I'm not going to introduce the program. I'm going to have her introduce the program. Because without her vision, without her fortitude and her fight to make this night real, we wouldn't be here. And I'm not going to take nobody's credit. All I did was take an idea and power to ensure that it happened, but the vision wasn't mine, it was hers. And so I would never, ever take anybody's vision and pretend that it's mine, even though it's all of us, because without Freedom House, there would be no EMS. Now think about that. Without Freedom House, there would be no EMS in this city. So when we talk about the ability to bring new things to life, to be able to do things that's good for the city, no matter where you come from, to take it from the HILL, Historic Hill District, and make it a citywide EMS department, demonstrates the ability when we work together, there's nothing we can't do. That's the ability to continue to change our city and make this a city where everybody's culture is respected, everybody's culture is welcome. Because it's not we as government, but it is we as the people. And so I'm so delighted to be here tonight to announce this new program, to let you hear about it. But we can't do it without you. We can't do it if we're not reaching back, teaching our young people and providing the opportunity for them to become EMS. We can't do it without you. Everything starts with the people, never with the government. Government just only empowers what the people want. And so as one that believes in the people, I just want to say thank you for being here. But I'm not going to introduce her. I want to bring her daughter up. Now listen, this is going to be challenging for me. I'm going to do my best to pronounce this name. For y'all that know me, y'all know me and names don't always get along. So if I mess up this name, please forgive me. Please forgive me. Ma Ali Gilchrist. I want you to come on up and ask your mom to come on up and talk about her program. Give it up for her, y'all, come on.
I have the privilege to introduce this. My mother is opening the City of Pittsburgh EMS Freedom House EMT Training Academy for everybody. So thank you so much, like all of you, for being here. And Dad, if you're watching, hi!
Let's get it.
Oh, goodness. I completely did not expect to come back up here. And the good thing is I'm not going to read a speech since I can't really see right now. So one of the things that I took from Mr. Moon, because he is the first person that I met that worked for the city of Pittsburgh. And I came in and I met him, and he told me all about EMS and Freedom House. And initially, I didn't realize the significance of diversity. I was 24. I was still in my own little world, just not really worried about too much. And as I went on in my career, I saw how important diversity is. It means a lot when you walk into someone's house and they look like you, because they can understand where you came from. They understand the cultural differences. They understand some of the lingo. I will never call somebody that's older than me by their first name. I always got to put a miss or a sir on it. So, and those are little things that when you have diversity, there's that connection. So it's very important that we have diversity in our public safety bureaus, particularly in EMS, because of the way it was founded. So my lofty goals at one of the mayor's budget hearings that we did throughout the summer, I sort of walked up to the podium and I said, I'm going to speak this into existence. And I did. Can't believe it. And I may have thought about it, but I did not do this by myself at all. I did not do this by myself. My deputy, Jeff Tremmel, just come stand up here. Training crew chief, Fred Caprio, come on. I'm giving credit where credit is due. Eric Ferdekamper. Janelle Smith. Janelle. If I gotta be embarrassed, you all do. Emily. I didn't see Patrick Cornell. Is he here? No? All right. And last but not least, I want to welcome the union president, John Atkinson. Who supports this endeavor because he knows that we're trying to get staffing for our personnel. So the premise of the EMT Academy is it's a 12-week program. Our EMS Bureau, unfortunately, was one of the public safety bureaus that you actually had to come in with your certification. And one of the barriers to getting a certification is money. I will just tell you a quick story. I was a single mom whenever I started with EMS, and it cost $40 to go to EMT school, and I couldn't afford the $40 to go to EMT school. And my dad gave me that money, and I'm the chief now. So it's just like little things like that. Little things like that, that little boost, just that little bit of help can turn a dream into a career. So this EMT Academy is going to be for 18-year-olds, driver's license, and you don't have to come in with your certification. You will earn a living wage. You will be in class for 12 weeks. Upon completion of your certification, then you actually roll right into our service and become part of our EMS family. So thank you just so much, Mr. Mayor, for supporting this dream. Public Safety Director Schmidt, thank you so much. It means the world to me. It means the world to me that, especially becoming such a new chief, I'm definitely not your conventional chief. I always say that I'm the first public safety chief to wear a skirt. So it just means a lot that they are nourishing my vision. And we just hope to see any and everybody that is interested in a career in EMS that you come join. Freedom House EMT Training Academy, it's live now online. Tell your friends, tell your family to apply. And we should, for 3 weeks. Oh, sorry about that. The flyers are over on the table. However, you can go to the 4th floor in this building to apply, or you can go to pghjobs.net. And it is the City of Pittsburgh Freedom House EMT Academy. So tell your friends, tell your family, and we'd just love to have you. Thank you so much. Hello, City of Pittsburgh residents. My name is Amara Gilchrist, and I am the chief of our city's emergency medical services. The City of Pittsburgh Bureau of EMS is excited to announce the launch of the Pittsburgh EMS Freedom House EMT Academy. This new endeavor is in honor of the men and women of the original Freedom House ambulance service, the trailblazers and the pioneers who paved the way of modern-day pre-hospital care services. We recognize the barriers to employment, and to break down those hurdles, we are going to employ citizens without previously required EMT certifications. Candidates in our academy will earn a living wage while attending classes to become certified EMTs. Upon completion of the 12-week academy, the newly certified EMTs will become part of our EMS family and work alongside some of the most dedicated, courageous, skilled personnel in pre-hospital care. If you aspire to dream big, go to pghjobs.net and apply to become a member of the Pittsburgh EMS Freedom House EMT Academy. I hope to see you soon.
Listen, everybody. She created a wonderful program. But I told you, we need you. We need our young people to come and be a part of this. And our young people are only going to be a part of this if they know about it. And so I'm asking everybody here today if they would tell, and I'm talking about being intentional, not oh, by the way, I want you to be intentional to tell 10 young people. If everybody here tell 10 young people, we have close to 200, 300 young people. Out of 200 to 300 young people, 50 going to become EMS. So if everybody leaves here with the intent, like you tell me you love Freedom House, I want you to love it enough to tell these kids to come on and join us. Because if we can give them a skill, I don't have to worry about the streets. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Gainey. Thank you, Chief Gilchrist and her team. Thanks to her daughter. Hasn't this been a very historic and inspiring night? I was just sitting here thinking about how one idea not just changed a city, but it changed the world. And I got inspired thinking that maybe I might have an idea, maybe you might have an idea, maybe we all have the ability, we just got to tap in. And so I encourage you to do that, hearing Mr. Moon talk and share his story. Hearing Chief Gilchrist unroll this new idea. It's very inspiring, and I'm excited that it's happening. It happened in my city where I was born and raised. Thankful for Pittsburgh. Thank you for you guys being out here today. We want to thank you again. The festivities are continuing this evening, so we invite you to stay, enjoy refreshments and entertainment, and again, check out all of this history that is here with us today. Be sure to tell your friends and family, your neighbors, all about this exhibit. It's happening all the way through the month of February, and it's also online. So you'll be able to go to the city's website and get more information about that. Thank you to AARP. I got to get some information on how I can use my card better, because I don't know. I'm a newbie. I'm a newbie, so I got to, you got to get me plugged in. Thank you guys so much. From the Odyssey family, we're so excited to be here and be a part of this. And I want to say to you all, happy Black History Month, but Black History Month or Black History doesn't start today on the 1st, and it doesn't end on the 28th or the 29th. It's a daily learning and knowing and sharing about our rich history. Thank you guys. God bless.